Hey Vitas, so welcome back to La Vida a la Vita. This tutorial is going to show you guys another way to get your Instagram photos up on the wall. In my previous video you guys saw how you can get them wall mounted so you can put them anywhere in your house. This one's a little different. This one's going to be a photo transfer. It's a really cool technique on how to get it done. So your image is actually going to be transferred onto another piece of paper using a couple of really cool supplies. Very little supplies. It's a very easy tutorial. And I'm going to show you guys what it looks like. And here is what your end photo is going to look like. It's going to have a very retro vintage look since the photo transfer is not going to be completely transferred over exactly. It's going to have a little bit of that rustic vintage look that's really in style right now. So you can see in my picture I chose a sunset that in Miami when I was on vacation last year. So there you are. I will show you guys exactly what you need to get started. Okay Vitas, so here is what you're going to need for this tutorial. So I got this canvas textured coordination paper from Joann fabrics. There's so many different variations that you can get there. I mean, they literally have aisles full of different types of paper. But I wanted a canvas texture because I wanted to give it a vintage feel. They have smooth textures as well. Pick whichever you'd like. Just make sure it's not too textured because the picture won't transfer over well. Make sure it's not a dark color because again, it won't transfer over well. So I'm using the back side of this paper because I want the texture, but I don't want it to be as dense as it is on the right side. So again, like I said, if it's too dense, it won't transfer over properly. And if it's too dark, it won't transfer over properly either. So get about as many of these as you need. They're really inexpensive. I got like 6 on sale today for $3. So really awesome. Also, you're going to need your image. So if you saw my last tutorial about the Instagram photos, I noted to email your favorite ones to yourself and get them printed at FedEx Kinko. This is the exact same process. You're printing them 9x9, but make sure they're laser printed. Because if it's inkjet printed or any other style of printing, it's not going to transfer over well. So make sure it is laser printed. Just tell them to use a Xerox machine to print it out. So that's what you need for this. And make sure that your photo is very contrasted. You want it to be very bold with a lot of black. Things that are very silhouetted will help with it, because if there's a lot of color and there's a lot of detail, it's not going to transfer over well. Remember, this is not a printing process, this is a photo transfer. So you want to make sure, again, that it's very contrasted. Like you see in my picture here, it's very bold, doesn't have many colors, and is lacking in detail. So a lot of scenic pictures will usually work out well for this, or a lot of bold contrasted pictures. I don't know how much I can express that to you guys, but honestly, if I don't say it enough, maybe it won't get through to you guys, but it will not work with transferring if it's not those standards that I am telling you guys. So make sure it's up to those standards, okay? Very important. And then the most important thing you need that transfer will not be able to do without is acetone. You need this acetone chemical. This is 100% acetone. This is not what you're using to take your nail polish off with. This is what painters use to thin paint. So it's very strong. It's industrial grade acetone. 100%. You can get this at Lowe's or Home Depot for very cheap. But this is what you're going to need to actually get that transfer done. So make sure you have this. And then cotton balls. Make sure you have jumbo sized cotton balls, because this is going to help you transfer the acetone onto the paper to get the transfer done. So make sure you get these. They're really, I mean, if you're a girl, you probably already have them because of your nails. So very simple. And then last but not least, a spoon. The spoon's gonna help you actually rub the transfer off. So make sure you never intend to use a spoon to eat ever again, because like I said, that acetone chemical is really strong, and I would not recommend eating off this ever again once you use it. I don't care how good you clean it, I wouldn't risk it at all. So let's get started, and I'm going to teach you guys how to get this tutorial done. So make sure you have a nice base to work with. Put about 4 layers of paper towel down so you have a soft surface to rub on. Once you do that, put your scrapbook paper down. Make sure that the side that you want the picture to be on is upright, and then take your image and put that downward onto your scrapbook paper. Once you do that, you're going to make sure that things are aligned to your liking, and then you're going to take Painter's tape preferably, but any tape you have can work fine, and just hold down the image because there's going to be a lot of rubbing involved, so you want to make sure that that's not going anywhere. So just do it exactly how you see me there. Once you do that, you're going to take your cotton ball and you're going to dip it in the acetone. Try to put enough to where the cotton ball is wet, but don't put it to where the whole thing is wet to where your skin would be touching it. Once you do that, just start rubbing it section by section and take your spoon and start rubbing it till all the acetone has dissolved and you can no longer see the wet image. Once you do that, since it is a larger image, you're going to want to do it section by section to make sure that your whole entire image is transferring over properly. Once you're done, take an acetone cotton ball and cover the entire photo as you see me doing here. The reason why you're doing this is because when you go to peel your image up, it's going to allow it to release itself a lot better from the scrapbook paper. So once you're done with that, go ahead and unstick your tape and reveal your photo. So I've noticed a spot that didn't transfer very well. So this is very easy. All you're gonna do is just put your image back down, take some cotton exactly like we did, focus on that section and just rub it until the image transfers more. Once that's done, lift it up again and it should be more of a transfer than it was before. And there you are, it's your final image. Just remember, this image is not going to be an exact replica of the one that you originated with. It's going to be a transfer, not a print, so it's going to have more of that vintage feel, but it is going to look really cool once it's up. So now you guys have the option to give it a vintage border, which is what I really like, which kind of finishes off this whole thing. So mark about 1 inch with your ruler on all 4 sides, and this is going to allow you to make sure that everything's measured evenly. So then once that process is done, you're going to go ahead and take your ruler and just start measuring up to the points that you made on all 4 sides. Once you get those lined up, start with either edge of the paper and just start ripping it off. This is going to give it a very raw edge that's going to make it look very cool and vintage. Once you do that, do it to all 4 sides and you're going to see how cool it looks at the end. So there you have it. There's your raw vintage Instagram picture. So now you're ready to display your pieces. I got my display from IKEA so I can hang them up in a nice panoramic view to show the overall landscape that I created. I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial and I'll see you back for more.